Hey everybody! I know I say the same thing every single time I get on here, but listen, we are going to do a live tonight. So let's see if this is going to come up on my Facebook. Come on, Facebook. Oh, always. There we go. I'm on. I send out an alert, I should say. Thank you for joining me, and let's get started. Tonight we're going to make a nautical themed wreath, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to cut with the wood burner. I know that some of you who are like veterans to all this, you see this, you know how to do this, but there's so many new people to crafting who do not. This is 10-inch fabric mesh. It's coral, and I'll go over where I got this in a little bit. I got it from the Wreath shop, and they do have it in stock. So I'm going to pull my lights up a little bit closer here. And I am going to be able to cut this with, let's see if I can get my comments up here. There they are. This will be uploaded to YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. But I use a wood burner tool to cut all of my poly burlap and my fabric mesh. Most of fabric mesh. Some will not work on, but this, it will work. Right here you can see there's lines. I'm just going to cut down. We're going to cut it at the 10-inch mark, and I'm just going to go all the way down. Okay, and I keep it between the lines. So throw that up there. Let's do another one. So all of these are going to be cut at 10 inches tonight. That's pretty much the same that I do for all of them. But you always need to pay attention to the directions, because sometimes I'll change it up on you like I did last week. So that's how you cut it with the wood burner. So I'm going to place this over here. I'm going to remove this glass so you don't get a glare. But we're going to kind of switch modes right now. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you what I use for the center. And we're going to get the center kind of finished, and so that we can have it drying, the back of it. This is the center I'm using tonight. Now this was a foam piece, but as you can see, this is much smaller. This right here is, I believe it's like the 4 3/4 inch Styrofoam ball that I cut in half, of course, but I wanted to use a bigger center for tonight, and I wanted to use this rope I've had for quite a long time. So anyways, I got that. I started the process, but I'm going to show you how I ended it, and I'm going to show you how you started here. It's very simple. You guys have seen me do this on many of tutorials. So this is just rope. It's 1/4 of an inch by 12.5 foot. I tried to look it up tonight, and unfortunately I don't think that this particular brand can be made again. So or is in production, I guess is what I should say. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape. I don't want that black tape here, so I'm going to take a piece of my packing tape that I have here. Yep. And let's see. Just gonna, for some reason the roll that this goes on isn't down here, so we're gonna just do this, and I'm gonna put a little bit of tape on it. And the reason why I do that is I don't want the rope to unravel. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this, there we go, like so. And hey everybody, so glad you could hop on tonight. So I'm going to take my glue gun. I'm going to bring it over here so you can see my handy dandy glue gun. And we're going to start in the very center, and it's very simple. You guys know how to do this if you've watched any of my tutorials. I'm going to use a Quilters pen, which is like a T pen, and I'm going to just kind of put this in the, almost in like in the middle, but not quite, because we're going to go over it. And I'm going to just pen that down, and that gives us a starting point. Okay, and we're going to make sure that we're going to go over that pen so that nobody sees it, okay? So I'm just going to put some glue here. Be very careful with your fingers. and you're just going to go around, okay? So as you can see, I'm going over the part that has tape on it. And sometimes what I find too is that you just kind of have to look at it, and if it's not quite in the center, you're going to just move it over a little bit, and it does work really easily. So all you're going to do is just, this would take us a while, not a while, I should say, it would take you like 3 or 4 minutes, and I don't want to have you guys sit here and watch me for 3 or 4 minutes. Now, this is a 3.8 inch ball. I use these on some of my other wreaths, but tonight I use a 4 3/4 inch ball, so it's much bigger. So you're just going to keep, you know, adding glue and wrap it around, kind of like that. So that's pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory until you put your fingers in the glue like I just did. So, but okay. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to keep going around and around and around. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side because there's other lives to watch on Facebook tonight other than just me. So what I'm going to do is, this was 12 foot, and this is how much I had left. But this is a 4 3/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape again. And I'm going to wrap around my rope like so, okay? And I'm just going to take some floral pins. Let me get my floral pins out here. I think I'm going to move you just a little bit over here so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, and you're just going to put it, you're going to hold it down just like that. Those aren't going to go anywhere. I'm going to just cut this where the tape is so that if I want to use a little bit of rope, whatever leftover I have for something else, I can. So, and then you can add some glue. We'll just put a little bit of glue down here for it, okay? So then all I do is I take a piece of wire, get a piece of wire over here, and I'm just going to, again, put those floral pins in, okay? And then I'm going to get, let's see here, where is, yeah, here it is, a little piece of scrap felt that I had from an earlier project I was doing. I'm going to cut off a piece here. Don't know if you saw that. It doesn't need to be, you know, perfect. Nobody's going to see this. And I'm going to put it over top of that. And then I'm going to just take, for another added measure, I'm going to take some of those T-pins and I'm going to go down where the glue is in it. And our center is ready and waiting to be made, okay? Or to be added to our wreath. So we're going to put that to the side. Okay, move everything away. Now, tonight I am not using poly burlap. I know you guys are shocked beyond belief that I'm not using poly burlap, but I am not. I know that poly burlap is kind of out of stock everywhere. So what I did before I went live tonight, let me see my business card. I put those on the backs of all my wreaths. Just a side note, I have on the back here my Facebook, my Pinterest, my YouTube, my Etsy, my email, my website, all of that. That's what goes on the back of each wreath. So, side note. Okay, so what kind of wreath frame do I like, guys? You know I love my 10-inch. You know I love my 10-inch. $1.57 at consumercrafts.com. $1.57. This is just my go-to. It's the best thing on the market. It will save you money. If you want to sell wreaths and you want to make money, you should be using wreath frames like this, because if you're going to make money, you need to keep your costs down. Okay, so here is the wreath. Okay. The rope is just like a 1/4 inch rope. It's just rope I found at a Dollar Tree with Michelle Noble of A Noble Touch. And if you haven't checked out her YouTube channel, you need to touch out A Noble Touch Crafts. And it's just rope. So any kind of rope you want to use, that would work fine. But it's just like a thicker rope I've been meaning to use for almost a year now, and I just haven't used it. So let's get back to this 10-inch wreath frame. I cut out some plastic grid and I connected it into the center. You can see I go out a little bit from the edge. All right, so what am I going to do here? I'm going to, at the end of this, be able to tell you exactly how many petals we did. Everything we cut 10-inch. It's a 10-inch roll by 10 inches. So what you're going to do, and I know I have some of it already done, we're going to just do that normal petal that I've been doing a lot lately. You're just going to take the curl side up, meet in the middle, and you're just going to bunch it up. What do you call it? Gather it up, okay? So when you do that, you're going to take it and you're going to, because this is so much, it's not as thick as poly burlap, I was able to take a 4-inch, let's see, a 4-inch zip tie. Okay, so I'm going to do it to this bracket first. On this particular wreath, I do my crossbars first and then I go in between. So I did this with just a 4-inch zip tie. Take another one, and now I'm going to put 2 of them right here, and we're going to do it the same way. We're going to meet in the middle and just gather it up, flip it over, and then take a zip tie, and on the second bar here, we're just going to attach it with a 4-inch instead of an 8-inch. If you were doing poly burlap, you would probably want the 8-inch. So let's do one more. I can tell you right now on the outside of this, I would have to stop and think about it actually. Maybe I can't tell you right now. But hey everybody, thanks for hopping on. I know I do this kind of last minute, but sometimes that's the way it works, right? So, okay. All of my lives that I do on Facebook right now, I'm uploading them to YouTube. So if you're on YouTube watching me right now, I know this isn't an edited video, but this gets you the content that you want to see. So we put 2 of the turquoise here. We put a turquoise on the bracket on each side. So now I want a little bit of color. I want to bring in that coral color. And because the fabric mesh is so much, what do you call it? It's not as thick as poly burlap. I just want to make sure we fill in everything. I'm going to take and put a coral one on the same wreath line, the same frame, the second bar. We're not going up like we normally do. We're going to stay on this. We're going to put one in between these 2 and in between these 2, okay? Leave that middle one empty for now. So I'm going to put my little zip tie right there. I'm going to do the same technique, nothing different here. Now the middle, we're going to do something a little different. And we're just going to zip tie it right there. The fabric mesh does act a little differently than the poly burlap, but I think at the end of this, I'm going to be really happy with the outcome. Alrighty. Okay. So that gives us just a little bit of color, okay? So now what am I going to do in between these 2? I'm going to put another turquoise in. So at this point, you pretty much can add your zip tie and it'll stay. So you need 2 rolls of one of the coral and one of the turquoise. You will use about a roll and a half, so you will have some left over of the coral. And you could switch these colors. If you really like coral, then go for it. Just reverse them. Again, there's other colors of fabric mesh in stock. Do something different. Do a different middle, you know. You don't have to do this, the middle that I'm doing tonight. So again, we've got 2 more sections of our 10-inch. And we're going to take another turquoise, and I'm going to try to go a little bit faster here so that we can get into this middle section, and I will give you a sneak peek of the middle section. I wanted to do something that had both the colors in one petal fold here. So we're going to do that in a minute. Okay. So I left the link for Wreath Creators and More. If you've not joined Wreath Creators and More, make sure you do. I also left the link to my Etsy shop. If you are interested in ordering a wreath, you can always order a wreath. I sell them and make them every single day and ship them literally all over the country and sometimes all over the world. If you're in a different country and you want a wreath, just contact me and I can give you a price on how much it would cost to ship it to you. So as you can see, we're basically doing 4. There's one on this bracket, and 2, and then we're going to add our coral. I also have premium wreath tutorials. If you enjoy how I teach here, I think you will really enjoy the premium wreath tutorials. I have people every day contact me and say, I sold a wreath 2 hours after posting it, you know, on my social media, and I get so excited for you guys because I want you to be able to earn and make some money using my tutorials. And there's Facebook groups with some of them as well, and you learn even more. So again, I'm going to stop myself. We're going to do a coral here and a coral here. So that link's up there. Now, I did get all this from the wreathshop.com. So let them know that Julie's Wreath Boutique sent you. If there's a notes to them section, I believe there is because I've written them a note. And the owner is very nice, Sarah, so let her know I sent you. And one more coral. I like the name Coral for a little girl. I think that would be really pretty. Side note, squirrel moment, I guess. So, hi Phyllis, hi Doris. It's nice to have y'all hop on tonight. Again, I have been loading all these up to my YouTube channel, and I find it very helpful for people. It's just easier for people to find if they're on my YouTube channel. So we did 2 coral, and now we're going to do another turquoise. And if you like the coral, then do the coral. If you want to do another coral, go right ahead. It's your wreath. You make it the way you want to make it. Okay, so one last section. And of course the bars, crossbars already have those on, so I just need to do the inside of it. So let me get some of this out of the way here. All right. Kind of sitting weird here. Okay. So another turquoise. Let's see. Why does the phone always watch when you're watching a live? Yeah, that's the way it goes. I have to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. If you are not getting alerts for my lives and you want alerts, just message Julie's Wreath Boutique and just say alert, and it should get you on my list. I'm self-conscious about the whole, you know, alerting you all because I don't want to bother you guys, but I know some people don't like it, but they can unsubscribe. It's okay. So here we go. And I will post the list of the actual products that I used here in a bit, and I'll show you. I can even read off the numbers for you at the end here, so you can go over there and check them out. So again, we go to where the bracket post was. You put a coral in between those two. Back over here, do one, and again, this is all on the same wire. It's on that same second frame, guys. So that's a little bit different. And the reason why I did that is we're using fabric mesh, and it's not quite as dense. I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, but I'm going to use it. If it's not, just let me know. So, Alberta, I got it from the wreathshop.com. All right. This is the last one for this section, and we've already got our middle done, so we are getting close. Okay, because we're only going to do another row inside. We're not going to do 3 rows. of petals. We don't need them. Because the way we did it, it kind of gives it the look that we already did to 2 rows. So that makes it go a little bit quicker too. So I really like the way that looks. I love the colors. Let me know if you love these colors together, okay? So here is, I'm going to try to move this out of the way. Why do I have yellow poly? That's because I was making sunflowers earlier. Okay, so this is basically the same thing we did here, but I'm just going to show you how to incorporate 2 petals together so that it creates a you know, a variation of colors with your petals. And I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. It's very important that you keep them the same way, and this is what I'm going to show you here, because you want the coral, turquoise, turquoise, and so forth. So if you don't pay attention to the way that you put these together, you're going to have 2 turquoise together or 2 corals together. So what you can do is you can, I think we're going to need 6 of these, but I could be wrong. So I could just do this using both of my hands, but I'm going to show you how you can take a clothespin and just put it on one while you do the next one, okay? So you're doing it the exact same way, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one and put it over top of the other. I'm putting the coral over top, okay? So you're looking, so you want this at 11 o'clock, this at 2 o'clock, this at what, 4 o'clock, and this at 8 o'clock? I don't know if that was right. You know what I mean. And what you're going to do is at this point, you're going to bring them all up like this, okay? So actually, let me look. Nope, I went this side. I did it opposite. Okay. For the one I'm doing tonight, I need this to be on this side, I believe. Let me see here. Let's see. Is that going to be what I want? Let's see. No. No, yes, it is. That's what I want. You just have to make sure they're going in the same direction every time you do it. So you're going to cross it. I know I'm trying not to be too technical here and not confuse you, okay? So just make sure you do it the same way. If this is the way that your colors are, make sure you do it that way the next time, okay? Just bring them up like you would the normal petal. I'm going to flip it over. And here is where I'm going to look at it. And I just want to make sure everything is about the same height-wise. And I think I'm going to pull the blue out just a little bit more. So I just take a 4-inch zip tie and I'm just going to take it and go like that. Okay? And that is your petal. I'm going to show you how to put that on in a minute. Let's make some more. Okay, so hopefully I won't get, you know, confuse myself. My goodness. That's not good. The person who's trying to teach you is confusing herself. Okay, so, all right, this is right. So we're going to put this on this side. So one over top the other, keep them together, and you're just going to flip them up, okay? And you can always go through, you're going to flip it over, and just make sure that everything is about the same. It's looking good. And I'm just going to take a 4-inch zip tie. You can do the 8-inch if you want. If it's easier for you to, sometimes I think it would probably be a little bit easier for you to grab onto with the 2 together. So feel free to use the 8-inch, okay? So again, I'm just going to put that there. Let's see, we need another coral. And okay, let's see. We put it over top. I got to keep that same. It's kind of a mental thing too. I think you want to just try to make sure everything is about even, you know, height-wise. And then when you go like this, and I'm going to zip tie it. Okay, so how many does that give me? That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think that this is going to be enough, and I don't have any more coral cut. So let's see how this works, okay? We might have to cut one more coral piece. So I'm going to get out my center. What did I do with my center? Huh, here it is. Okay, so the center is going to go right in between there. So I want to make sure that we attach it, that it's underneath the center. Okay, so I'm going to get the 8-inch zip ties here, and I'm going to come in, and I'm going to tell you here in a moment how much. I think that's about an inch and a quarter in, and I'm going to just take my petal and I'm going to attach it. Okay. Again, this is not going to be a real, it's not going to be a real, oh, what do you call it, thick wreath, which is kind of nice because sometimes the thick wreaths, you know, when you go to ship them, it's just kind of nice to be able to use like a 20 by 20 by 4 box. It'll save you. I can send a 20 by 20 by 4 box all the way to California, and it can be priority. So I really like that option because that means my customer gets the wreath or wreaths in some cases that much quicker. So I just like to pull that over. So I like the way that's looking. What do you guys think? I think that's really pretty. I just think that that gives a different look to what we've been doing. It's still the same type of style petal, but it's a new way to incorporate more than one color. So I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with, okay? So make sure you tag me if you're in Wreath Creators and More. If you make one, I want to know. So, and feel free to share the YouTube link for the video, because I will upload this tomorrow. Today is what, June the 6th, so this will be up on June the 7th, I think it is. So I have some good ideas, some neat things I want to do the next week and have a lot of content for you guys. So that's 3. Okay, let's see where 4 here, because we only did 7 of these, so we might have to cut a few more. I think that is, I just love it. What do you guys think? Oh, goodness gracious. I didn't even share this in any of my groups. I hope somebody did. I purchased the frame at consumercrafts.com, and they have great sales, cheap shipping, and you should definitely check them out. I am no way affiliated with them, but I've just been buying my wreath frames there for quite a while, and a great place to get them for such a good deal. So I didn't let my dog downstairs, and I think he's wanting to come downstairs. He's like, what are you doing without me, Mom? Okay, yeah, I think we might have to make one more. So that's why I kind of held off on telling you how many petals that you would need, because I wasn't sure how many this middle was going to need. But can you see how fast this goes once you put your petals together? It goes pretty quick. And again, you don't have to use my center. You don't have to use these colors. Oh my goodness, you can hear him bark. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's my doggy. All right, well, you will have to be okay. Okay, so one more here. Yep, I'm gonna have to close my door so he doesn't disrupt us. Sorry about that. Little minor interruption. But so is life, right? Sometimes things happen. Okay. Your comments go away, and the comments go away, and then I can't see them. Facebook has done something new where they don't keep the comments up unless you touch the screen. Okay, so one more. Okay. I only need to cut a piece of coral. We're almost done, everybody. Just be patient with me. Okay. Yep, I didn't turn it off. I'm so thankful I didn't turn it off. Just one more. Okay. And at the end, I'm going to show you the rolls I got, okay? Let's see. Okay. We're going to do one here. One more piece of turquoise over here. I'm trying to be a little bit fast for you. Remember, do the same direction. You don't want to get into the middle and realize you didn't do that. But again, you know what this would be pretty for if you did this and did it rainbows. So if you did the colors of the rainbows and you just did it, maybe that's the next one I need to do. What do you guys think? Should I order all the rainbow colors and do this in a rainbow version? You could do a rainbow down here, a rainbow in here. Let me know in the comments. Okay? So, and if you wanted to, you wouldn't have to necessarily put a tie there. You could just do that. But since I don't have it ready and set to go, I'm going to go ahead and put one. It's really up to you. If you want to save that step, you know, you should be able to do that. Okay, I think that's going to be good. Oh, that went flying. It's the same length, but they start to curl a little bit. So, okay, one more, guys. Alrighty, so let's just find the right spot here. I almost think you almost could put two more, but I think one more is going to be plenty. Yeah, one more. So you're going to do 8 of these petals in the middle. Alright, so how many turquoise did we use? We used 20 turquoise on the outer, okay? And then we did 8 turquoise in the center. So you needed 28 pieces of the 10-inch turquoise, okay? If that's your primary color, okay, which is turquoise for me. Now, of the coral, how many did I use? I used 10 on the outside and then 8, so 18 of the coral. So 28 of the turquoise, which is fabric mesh, 10-inch. And I will share the link for this. I got this at thewreathshop.com. Item number is XB97910-45. And then the same thing with here, and it's just the same number but -46. So that's all it looks like. So let's put the middle in here. And I'm just going to take my wire, go down the middle. That's what the canvas grid is great for. Again, I get the canvas grid at consumercrafts.com too. And it's like $1 something for a 22-inch sheet. Alright, so let's make sure that this is the center. I'm sorry, I'm going to look at it. Yep. And I'm going to just take it and I'm going to just, as you can see, look how nice that looks on the back. Doesn't look messy at all. And it's okay if the backs of your wreath look messy, it's okay. Because what you should do is just take a piece of felt and you can cover the back of your wreath that way. I'm going to just push that wire back into the grid here. Okay. And let's see here. I do have a piece of turquoise felt that I will just put on the back. I will, let's see where my scissors. I just poke a hole in here and I attach it with a 4-inch zip tie, and that's it. And then they will hang it on the wreath frame itself. But that is my new beach sunflower. So tell me what you think. Comment below. Make sure you like and are following my page to get more Facebook Lives. I hope to have a whole lot more next week. Again, another thing I like about this is that I feel like everything is flowing nice. So it's just like, you don't have to do a lot of rearranging with your petals. Sometimes you have to do some rearranging, but this one, I feel like it has a good flow to it. So, see, I'm looking at the thing and I see some kind of bare spots. So I'm going to just kind of, just pull out some stuff here. And then it's ready to go. So, Again, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, Julie's Wreath Boutique, and you can find me on Etsy if you want to buy any of my tutorials or buy a wreath. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.